Use the decorations in the background. It was my son's birthday yesterday, so I've got lots of little streamers and things hanging around everywhere. I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know how I'm doing and ask you how you are doing at this moment in time. As many of you have reached out to me to offer me my happy birthday for the 8th of May and to also ask how I'm going with the whole, open heart surgery and heart condition stuff. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going well. I'm now on a wait list for open heart surgery, and that is going forward. I'll be getting a phone call within the next 6 weeks to let me know when my surgery will be scheduled. I have shifted my focus a little bit from video making to writing because at this moment in time, because of my situation with my heart, I really only have a space where I film where I have to stand up, and standing up for prolonged periods of time actually does something to my body. I still don't understand what happens, but I get very breathy and then I get dizzy and then I get a bit fatigued, so I have to sit down. So I figure I may as well not push against the current and just film when I feel really good. I'm editing videos at the moment because I filmed a little bit before I went away for my birthday. Hi Alicia. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys and just see what you're all up to. I still have a bit of an ear infection. It came, it went, it came, it went, it came, it went. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm a ADHD person, so I keep I think I'm personally doing damage to my ear. I'm not sure yet. The doctor said, look, it's just impulsive because I keep cleaning my ears, and she's like, stop cleaning your ears. So I'm like, okay. And I've gone acrylic so I can stop biting my fingernails because I was getting ferociously aggressive with the biting. So that took away that as well. So I'm not cleaning my ears like frantically like I do, nor am I biting my fingernails. So all of that nervous tension, that little stimming stuff that I typically do has to go elsewhere. So I'm sitting here and I'm like on my computer typing away. I feel better when I'm sitting down. To be perfectly honest, I've been writing a lot. Like a lot. I've been getting so many compliments over on Patreon for the big articles, the 4,000, 5,000 word articles that I'm writing on very specific subjects. It's giving me a lot of peace. It gives me purpose and I get to sit and I get to relax. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. And I recently went to Melbourne for my birthday. My partner surprised me with a trip away, and he's like, I want you to relax. I want you to do the things that will help you to fill your cup, because I've been feeling a bit frazzled and a bit depleted for no other reason other than I've just got a lot on my plate at the moment. I've got this impending surgery. I'm trying to make sure that all my ducks are in order prior to surgery. I'm finishing off client readings at the moment. And I'm almost caught up, which is so exciting. It's so exciting to be almost caught up with all of my readings. I think I might have 4 left to do, if memory serves me correctly. And then I will have, for the first time in years, I won't have a single reading in my reading list, which is like, wow. Oh, thank you, Irene. At this moment in time, I'm really focused on reading. And I thought, I just did a little TikTok. Actually, I'll mention this to you right now. As many of you know, I love to read, obviously, and I like to write, obviously, but I'm actually I'm co-authoring a fantasy novel, and I'm doing this with one of my best friends. So we're putting time aside. She will be traveling down to visit me this weekend and staying for a whole week. You guys know who she is. I'm talking about Alora. And so Alora and I have been for the last couple of months. We started this sometime last year, but then life got a bit in the way. And this year we plan to focus on it. So we are writing a beautiful novel, very fantasy, new adult style. And we are really, really focusing on world building at the moment. And we're immersing ourselves in the world of author and literature And I already love to read and I already follow my favorite authors, but we are getting a little bit more into our book side of things and to really immerse ourselves in that community. And I know that you guys love to read as well. It's pretty hard to be a modern day witch and not love to read, because the vast majority of information comes from blog posts and books and all sorts of literature, both historical and fiction and non-fiction. And aside from, you know, video-based media, even the vast majority of witches that are making content on these platforms, they're also reading to gather up material to make videos. You can hear it in what they say and what they recommend. You know which books they've been reading, and they're sharing with you what it is that they've read. So reading is such a huge part of witchcraft. It's such a huge part of content creation. I've got to, okay, my screen was so dark then. It's such a huge part of content creation, and it's just such a big thing, and I find it to be very stimulating. I'll show you what Alora got me for my birthday. As I was saying, it was my birthday on the 8th of May. Yesterday was my son's birthday. We're a week apart. And so we have a, we call it our Broommates book swap list on Amazon. And so I have access to her, she has access to mine. And then once a month, we set a value, we set a monetary limit, we keep it small, even though books are very, 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 very expensive in Australia. We tend to keep it really, really small, and set a little limit, and then whatever's on the list, we pick a few things to the value of that, and then send it off from Amazon directly as a little witchy care package, a little bookish bestie care package. So for my birthday this year, this is what I received. I received transparent sticky notes for all the annotating and notes that I like to make in my books. I don't like to mark up my books. I received this beautiful novel, These Hollow Vows. This was on my vows. I said vowels then. These Hollow Vows. This was on my list. I'll read it to you. Sexy, surprising, and full of secrets. Bree would do anything before making... Yes, Bree would do anything before making a deal with the Fae. Death is better than their vicious schemes. But when her sister is taken by a sadistic king of the Unseelie, Bree breaks her own rules and agrees to steal 3 magical relics from the rival Seelie court in exchange for her sister's return. Bree's only way inside is to pose as a potential bride for the Seelie prince Ronan, a prince who's not quite as wicked as she once thought. Unwilling to let her heart distract her, she accepts help from a band of misfits with their own secret agenda. But as Bree spends time with their mysterious leader, Finn, she finds herself struggling to resist his seductive charm. Caught between 2 dangerous courts, Bree must decide who to trust with her loyalty and with her heart. Now, typically I don't do fae romance, but this came so recommended, so I like to get out of my own way. There's just so much literature at the moment on the subject of fae, fairy, fae, you know, between ACOTAR, which is A Court of Thorn and Roses, if you're not familiar with the acronym, that whole series by Sarah J. Maas, or any other series, honestly, any other series, the Folk of Air trilogy, Zodiac Academy, I mean, any other series. Everything is so fae heavy, and it's starting to get on my nerves. It's starting to get a bit cringy. Give me a witch. Give me a wizard. Give me a foundling of some kind. Give me anything but. Give me a talking animal. Anything but. I have my tastes. But give me vampires. I'm very keen to read, what was it? The new Carissa Broadbent The Serpent. I forgot what it was called. I sent it to Alora for our bookish swap. So that was the book that I sent her, along with a couple of other things, a little book light and a little sticky, all that kind of bits and bobs. But The Serpent and the House of Night, I think it's called. Carissa Broadbent is what I'm reading currently at this moment in time. I have just finished her Daughter of No Worlds, and I've moved on to book number 2 in the series. And I want to say it's called These Hollow Vows. Oh no, that's that book. I want to say it's called... No, I can't think of the name of it now. I only started it yesterday. And there's book 3. I think it's a trilogy. And then The Serpent and the House of Night is a duology. So very, 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 very excited. The Lost Years of Merlin by T.A. Barron and his other works. Chef's Kiss. Oh, thank you, Master. I love a good book recommendation. Actually, one of my absolute favorite authors in the whole wide world has just released a book. And while I was in Melbourne for my birthday, we're standing in the big Dimmicks there and in the CBD. Shout out to all the Melbourne witches who like to go to that particular bookstore. He's toddled off and come back, and he looked forlorn. I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, I tried to organize a really nice surprise for you, but look at this look. So he went to try and get this particular book by this particular author in hardback in time for my birthday. And they're like, oh no, it doesn't actually come out until the 9th of June. And I'm like, oh honey, I could have told you this. This is why I buy books on Kindle and Audible, because they come out ahead of time in print format in Australia, because we are so behind on the times. So what book am I talking about? Let me show you. I'll pull it up because I have it on my Twitter, on my Little Red Pages Twitter account. Where is ya? Where is ya? Where is ya? Here we go. Okay. It is called The Book That Wouldn't Burn, and it is by one of my favorite authors, Mark Lawrence. He wrote the Book of the Ancestor trilogy. Red Sister, Grey Sister, and Holy Sister. The Book of the Ancestor trilogy. Assassin Nuns. Oh my God. Just so good. Just so good. One of my favorite series of all time. And so he wanted to get me that book, and I'm like, I'm so glad you didn't, because I have had that thing on pre-order for Audible for the longest time. So currently my most anticipated reads of this year are The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence, The Fourth Wing, which is what everybody's talking about. I need to make up my own mind because I'm getting, polarizing opinions, but I'm like, I have it and I'm going to read it and everyone can back off. And I've cracked into my very first John Gwain. Gwain, is that how you pronounce it? His Malice, his book. I don't know what series it's from, but it's Malice. It came highly, highly, highly recommended. I'm all over the place with my thoughts today. I went to Melbourne with the intention of relaxing and filling my cup. So all I wanted to do was just book shop. I did hit a couple of witchy shops, but for the most part, I was profoundly disappointed for no other reason other than when I go into a witch shop, I'm Brazilian at the end of the day. So I'm accustomed to my witch shops being very robust spaces with a lot of Afro-American voodoo-esque botanica style products and all sorts of bells and whistles, all sorts of things. And here it's very, no shade to anyone here, but it's very new witch. It's very neo-pagan, and I'm looking for something that, you know, suits more of that folk witch inside of me. I want the raw materials. I want the things. I want the curios. I want to be able to get a plethora of stuff. And, you know, where I come from, the witch markets, they occupy floor upon floor. So all fresh herbs that you can collect and take home and dry yourself, or dried herbs, or you can buy any kind of statuary, any kind of divination tool, any kind of food for the Orisha. It's just such a robust thing. And here the witch shop is the size of a shoebox, and very, very few things sort of there. A few books, a few tarot decks. It's very simple. It's very small. I still appreciate that they're there because I love walking through a witchy shop, whether it has what I need or not. I still appreciate that it's there because it's that pressure point for magic in the public. Like, you walk into a witchy shop, a new age store, and it's just like, even if you don't find anything that you want or need, you kind of get a little boost, a little charge up, and that little reminder that you're not alone. And so I got a few things. I went to Spellbox in Melbourne. It's such a cute but tiny store. And I went to the Muses of Mystery, and they would not let me photograph inside nor take footage, which I thought was very strange, but I respect people's boundaries. And I got a few little bits and pieces, but I will do a birthday haul at a different time. But I hit every bookstore to the point where I actually had to buy another suitcase so that I could take home all the books that I bought. And the reason why I'm hyper focusing on literature at the moment is because I'm anticipating bed rest in my future. And I just want to have a massive library, a fresh catalogue of books in which I can pick from. I don't know what kind of headspace I'm going to be in, so I know that I gravitate towards fantasy all the time. I do a little dystopian, a little sci-fi, a little contemporary romance from time to time, literary fiction, because I love Alex E. Harrow, and she tends to be put in literary fiction. But her Once Future Witches and her 10,000 Doors of January, chef's kiss good. Yeah, so that's what's happening. That's why I'm not rushing to read the books yet, because I'm like, okay, I'm just finishing off a little series right now, Carissa Broadbent, and, you know, I'm also reading The Atlas Paradox, and Nightbirds is there as well, and The Fourth Wing. The Fourth Wing. Have I told you all about The Fourth Wing? It sounds so tasty. It sounds so entertaining, okay? Sometimes I go towards literature for the entertainment value alone. Sometimes I go to literature because of the prose, the beauty of the story, the narrative, the tropes, just the atmospheric feel of a book. And that they are the books that stick with me. The N.K. Jemisons, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, the Book of the Ancestor trilogy, and so many others, and all of Alex E. Harrow so far. But let me get on with my little share. I have The Witch Collector. And this one here is by Carissa Weeks. Yet another little happy find in my book swap with Alora. This one I will read because some of you might be very, very interested. Every harvest moon, the Witch Collector rides into our valley and leads one of us to the home of the immortal Frost King to remain forever. Today is that day, collecting day, but he will not come for me. I, Raina Bloodgood, have lived in this village for 24 years, and for all that time, he has passed me by. His mistake. Raina Bloodgood has one desire, kill the Frost King and Witch Collector who stole her sister. On collecting day, she means to exact murderous revenge, but a more sinister threat sets fire to her world. Rising from the ashes is the collector, Alexis Theobald, the man she vowed to slay, and the only person who can help save her sister. Thrust into an age-old story of ice, fire, and ancient gods, Raina must abandon vengeance and aid the Witch Collector, or let their empire and her sister fall into enemy hands. But the lines between good and evil blur, and Raina has more to lose than she imagined. What is she to do when the witch collector is no longer the villain who stole her sister, but the hero who's stealing her heart? I could do without the romance. I don't actually approach books for the romance. I have enough of that in my life already. My honey is very romantic. I come for the story, but this sounds really fun. And it looks like it is book 1. I'm not sure. By City Owl Press. So that's very exciting. I have for you a book sleeve. Not a soft material one, almost like a book sleeve that you could take and put something special in it and it could rain, because it's that, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, it's like a swim bag. One of my kids' swimming bags. It's got a nice little pocket here in the front. And so I have a book bag. It's very, very exciting. Can I suggest the nice illustrated stuff? Short stories after aesthetic found my attention span was short. Oh, yeah, you can, Tammy. Ink and Flame, I'm happy to hear about witchy fiction. I'm working on writing some. Yes, thank you, Ink and Flame. I too am writing witchy fiction at the moment. Magical world building is what we are focusing on at this moment in time. If you guys want to follow on with our progress, I have a couple of little bits and pieces to share with you, if you wouldn't mind. I am going to, hold on a second. We will be sharing all of our updates on Little Red Pages. We have a Instagram and we have a TikTok. We're being a little bit more active on TikTok at the moment because Instagram sucks. No shade. No shade. Shared with me. Let's go. Oh, God. Maybe I'm in the wrong one. Yeah, I think I'm in the wrong. There we go. World building, chapter 1. Shared with me. My drive. There we go. Oh, I have a thesaurus neck. Ah, my little sister's here. Yes, Instagram sucks big time. We're moving towards TikTok at the moment because Instagram's just been letting people down and hiding people's profile. Unless you pay to be seen, it won't show your stuff to anyone. And so we're over on TikTok at the moment under Little Red Pages. I'm going to share with you a little bit of the prologue that I wrote for our book in the hopes that it entertains you in some way, okay? So I'm just reading off my computer screen. Apologies, okay? The acrid stench of charred flesh clung heavy in the air. The atmosphere, now eviscerated by violence, had rendered this once peaceful place a seat of war, an abomination. As the weaver gave it, magic was a gift never to be used like this, yet it had, the weaver's sanctum, the birthplace of magic, gone. Razed to the ground, the very breath of life snuffed out in a frenzied assault so savage that no heart was left to beat its living melody. The sanctum's ageless wisdom lost, and with it, all the knowledge of the ages, and all the lives that gave this place its sacred light. There they stood, snarling and wretched, a putrefied failure of life, planted defiantly at the edge of the chasm, watching ever still a macabre image of triumph torn open across their disfigured faces. Magic that does not fit its vessel corrupts the very fibre of one's being. Such was the nature of these creatures, and they knew it. The tangled roots of their discontent poisoning their minds and tainting their spirit. Never had there been such an assault on magic. Never had such evil touched the terra firma of the sacred lands. Today had been marred with a loss. I'm omitting words, that's why I'm skipping. Today had been marred with a loss so great that it would forever bear a darkness that could not yet be understood. The cataclysmic loss of life would alter the fabric of creation, etching into its sinewy folds the unrelenting truth of this day, an eternal imprint designed by malice to wipe all that was good from this place. And it goes on. And so that's a little taste. So we're taking in turns. So I wrote the prologue for this, and then we're chapter 1, chapter 2. We're working on chapter 3 at the moment. There will be chapters where we co-author and share like into the chapters, but in the very beginning it was quite easy to separate. So that's what we're working on, and we plan on sharing a little bit about our journey over on Little Red Pages. So like I said, head on over to our TikTok, Little Red Pages, easy peasy campeasy, and interact. If you like, who is the other part of the we? My very best friend, Alora, is the other part of the we. We do a lot behind the scenes together, and yeah, she's a big part of my life. She'll be down here soon. I'm so excited. She was meant to be coming down for my birthday, but and it was all meant to be a secret, but I ended up going to Melbourne, and so she's coming down this weekend, which is exciting. So that's what we are doing. But I'm telling you guys, I have the most epic book haul of all time. I think I came back with like 15, 16 books, which doesn't sound like a lot, but do you know how much 16 books weigh? I had to buy more luggage. I had to buy another suitcase. I had to do all the things. And so it's been a very, very beautiful time. And I came back to feeling quite exhausted. And I did a lot of walking, which is really good for my heart, but it also, like, it wears me right out. I get very tired very quickly. And that's the problem that I have when I'm standing up for long periods of time. I have a lot more endurance when I'm sitting down and working while I'm sitting down. So lately, because I'm ADHD, I like to body double. And so if I have some housework to do, like folding the laundry, I call a friend so that they can just talk to me while I'm folding the laundry, and I can sit down and I can do that patiently. So I'm managing my life in such unusual ways, and it's a beautiful thing. I go in cycles between buying books and then buying decks. I have bought birthday decks. This is why I need to do a birthday book haul and a birthday deck haul, because on the approach of my birthday, I went full indie. I've backed a couple of indie decks, and then the other day I was in Big W, and of course I got a mass market Blue Angel deck, which is the Solitary Witch Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, which looks really pretty. I was kind of on the fence about it. It was on my wish list that I shared on Patreon for Cardslinger. But shortly after I submitted that wish list, I found so many other incredible decks. So it's been a really fun time. And because I buy all my own books, I buy all my own decks, unless people send them out to me, in which case I'm very clear on who sends what to me. But I also just recently got a package from... I'm going to get it. I'll open it because I haven't opened it yet. And the woman deserves a little shout out. Ah. Okay, so these are the two decks that I purchased for myself in time for my birthday, the two mass markets I thought I'd show you. This is the Solitary Witch right there, and it's a 45 card deck, 180 page guidebook, beautiful little illustrations. I know the light is horrible and I apologize. That's my, what do they call that? Skylight. And this one here, which is the Ancestor Oracle, and it looks scrumdiddlyumptious. It too is by Blue Angel. So I got 2 Blue Angel decks for a change. I don't know how many cards this one is. Oh, 43. This too is 43. It seems odd to me. Blue Angel used to do 54 cards, and now they seem to be doing lower card quantity, much like episodes of TV shows. Back in the day, you used to get 20, 30 episodes per season. Now you're lucky if you get more than 6. So come on, people. All right, so this is the little care package that my beautiful friend Moonlit Faye, look at that, beautiful care package. She makes my favorite tarot bags ever. I love her tarot bags. I don't want to open it, but I want to open it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to open it. And then I'll do a little collection video. Oh my gosh. She sent this out just in time for my birthday. I don't even think she knew it was my birthday. Oh, cute little crystal one. Perfect for a Lenormand. Perfect size for Lenormand decks. I love it. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at it. Oh, yes. The deck goes in there. Then it gets folded in like that. But the beauty of this is when the deck goes in there, you can lay your cards out here. So this is a great one to take with you when you go out and about. Oh, such a good idea. I love her. Oh, this is so pretty. This is my favorite fabric thus far. Oh, that's embroidered. That's gorgeous. And a nice little design towards the back there. Yeah, this is a perfect size for a standard like Llewellyn deck. So necessary. Good magnetic closures. I've had some of her bags for a long time. Oh, this is very card slingery. Look at that. Really cute. Really cute. This is a much larger style. This would fit, I would say, like Deviant Moon size. Like it's longer. I'll show you what I mean. See, there's the overhang, so it's slightly longer and wider. And then this one right here, which is very, very witchy, very sort of like old world apothecary. Cool and funky and just awesome. And it has your little pentacles in the front there, and it has that whole vibe. And this one work. Oh, I've dropped it. Work around the same size, I want to say. Oh, no, bigger yet. So this would fit Druidcraft or a first edition of the Marielle Tarot, the first mass market edition of the Marielle Tarot, or even, what's another really, really big deck? The Margaret Peterson, which is wider rather and more square in nature. I can't think now. I just can't think today. So a big, beautiful one. An Oracle deck would fit in here too. This would be a good size for an Oracle deck because they do these ones. They fold in or they fold out. So you've got some breadth there. So for instance, let's have a look at this Ancestor Oracle. Obviously the box isn't going to fit in there. No, it won't. I wanted to know if the depth was right though. Well, I still can do that. I'm not using all of my brain today. There we go. So you'll get a whole deck in there, which is beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. And this one right here. Really earthy, really beautiful. I quite like this. Oh, Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Mottled on the inside. Very earthy. I love earthy tones. This is very beautiful. So I want to say these two are the same size. This is its own unique size. This is smaller yet. This is the fold-out wallet, which I love. And this is the Lenormand size. So I have all these beautiful new baggies for all the beautiful indie decks I've just ordered. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And if you need to find Moonlit Faye, she is on Instagram, but she's privatized her account because people were cloning her stuff like you would not believe. It's very sad. And that's another reason why I don't want to be on Instagram very much anymore, because I have so many people, so many accounts copying my work, stealing my content, and then trying to solicit readings via, you know, private messages, which is just absolutely infuriating. And detrimental, because people have actually handed over their money and then come to me going, where's my reading? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't offer readings through the DMs. I offer readings in one place only, and that is my website. I will never reach out to anyone and ask them if they want a reading. I don't conduct my business over social media like that. If people want to work with me, they come to one of two places, and that is my website or my Patreon. My Patreon, everything's laid out there. You gain access to the product immediately, and then you get drip fed the product over time. So everything is there. Whereas my website is where you go if you want to specifically purchase something from me. It's so stressful. It's so stressful. So I had something else to tell you. Aside from the fact that I would love, if you are on TikTok, I would love to see you over on Little Red Pages. I also have my Avalon Cameron on TikTok. People are also stealing my stuff on TikTok and creating, you know, fake accounts on TikTok as well. Like, you cannot hide from it. You cannot hide from it. And that's why I am disgruntled with Instagram. Not that I've been directly affected, but too many others have. Exactly right. And people keep you know, not launching complaints, but submitting complaints to say, hey, this account is a fake account, and nothing ever happens. Absolutely nothing ever happens. There is one account that goes under Avalon Cameron on Instagram now that has roughly 3,000 people. We have all, like, I'm telling you, thousands of people have made complaints about this particular account, because I know, because it's been going on for over a year now, and they do absolutely nothing to as long as if I pay to be verified, if I pay a monthly subscription to be verified on Instagram, they give me security. They give me apparently more security. But what a friggin' joke. So I'm very disgruntled over there. So I've gone on to TikTok now, and it's so much funner. And because the algorithm works in a very different way, it's very curated. So I have my Little Red Pages for all my bookish stuff, and then I have my witchy stuff. But at the moment, I'm quite, what's the word? I'm quite enamored with all the Amazon finds for tiny home stuff, because I live in a tiny home, and I need that kind of information. But folks, I think I'll leave it there. I have so much to tell you. I have so many things to do for you here on Instagram, but at the moment I'm focusing on my Patreon. So if you would like to support me in my journey, please head over to my Patreon. Anywhere between $1 and $12 will get you access to a good amount of stuff. Just finished the Sacred Healing course for Coven over there, and now taking a little breather. About to start a Witchy Tarot Challenge for Card Slinger. And of course, if you are a Coven member, you have access to every tier underneath you. So if you join Coven, you get Card Slinger and you get Book Club as well. So it's a tiered thing. And if you join Card Slinger, you get Book Club and below. So there's always little things going on, and I'm being very diligent about scheduling all my content. I have at least 11 pieces of content, or 9 now. I checked yesterday, but 9 pieces of content scheduled over there, and I keep sitting down every day and just adding and adding and adding and adding to that so that I can create a really big, what do they call it? Just to get my ducks in order so that when I'm relaxing and I've had my surgery and I'm in recovery, I don't have to worry about leaving people hanging. I want them to have as much to play with as possible. So I'm creating recipes over there, not creating, but I'm sourcing materials for like traditional recipes for things like blockbuster oils and Master Key Voodoo oils, and doing full profiles, and just it's been very fun over there because I've been able to really focus. So nice to see you. Would you draw a card for me, please? I can't draw a card at the moment. I don't have a single deck around me right now. I'm boxed in. If you saw the state of my filming area, because it's winter and because I live in a tiny home, there is now our harvested potatoes. There is a foot spa, therapeutic foot spa, 2 sandwich presses, a box of dog biscuits, a large box of dog biscuits, all standing before my space. So I really need a bigger house. I missed the beginning about the surgery, but I'll go back. Oh, thank you, Ink and Flame. So my loves, I'm heading off now. It's almost time for me to pick up my Kiddlywinks, and I'll finish off what I'm doing over here. But yeah, if you're interested in all the bookish things, well, we also have, I didn't mention this, but Little Red Pages actually has a YouTube channel as well. So we're going to be doing more short form content so that we can repurpose TikTok videos and that to keep it nice and short form, because time is very, very scant at the moment, and I want to be able to put out as much as I can. But it's so fun to talk about books. I love books. I love to read. And I specifically love to read witch-themed fiction because I love all things witchcraft. I'm a folk witch. I tend to gravitate towards the magic systems and magic realms. So I'm very much into fantasy, and I find that certain books really skim up against you know, some beautiful occult truth. So I love the inspiring nature. I love that beautiful realm. And I love how activated my witch brain gets just from reading beautiful, you know, magical fantasy. And I love a dark academia trope. I really do. I really do. So I'll have to come at you with some book recommendations, some really, really witchy book recommendations, starting with The Once Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. So good. She managed to do something in that book that just blew my mind, and that was use old nursery rhymes as spoken word spells at the start of every chapter. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Very, very moody, very atmospheric, very gorgeous. Like Alex E. Harrow, chef's kiss. She does a great job. So I'm going to have to sit down and actually have a serious little book chat with you guys soon. But we do have a reading challenge coming up in book club. And in case you want to join the Magical Library with a witchy book club, we might be actually looking at Star Cassis's new book for our Black Owl book, which is the witch book that we study over there, and finishing up with Baba Yaga's Book of Witchcraft. It's so fun. So we're probably going to do a little reading challenge over there. I've set it all up. I just did it a while ago. This is what I mean. I've been writing and creating and scheduling. So I have everything laid out for the challenge, including Google Calendar reminders to import straight into your smartphones so that you know where you need to be for the, you know, for the, it's not really a readathon. It's just a reading challenge, a witchy reading challenge. So, and book club is $3. $3. That's what book club is. So it's good stuff. No, it's mostly fiction, believe it or not. We do one non-fiction. That's the book that we study. It's more witchcraft reference material. And then we mostly do non-fiction. And I've got to tell you, I'm trying to get my entire book club to buddy read with me Fourth Wing, because it is the book at the moment. And I hope to God I like it. Otherwise, I've got other books. So, with all of that said and done, my beautiful souls, I will chat to you again soon as I am able to. It was so nice hanging out with you and sharing some of my bookish love with you, and little treats, little birthday bits and pieces. Little tarot bags from Moonlit Faye, who is an absolute doll of a human. Oh my God, she's such a treasure. And my beautiful bestie, and keep an eye out on Little Red Pages on TikTok, because you will see Alora and I together in the same space. She's coming down to my little off-grid tiny home here in Tasmania when it's nice and cold. And I'm kind of starting to discover this. I found your channel. Have a good day. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Mwah. Big love to you all. Take care, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye.